Listen to this, 16 Power 4 teams out in Week 6 undefeated. 4 of them are out of the Big 12, one of those being Texas Tech, and 2 of those in-conference foes still lurk on the Red Raiders' schedule. But guess what? They had the chance to knock off one tonight.
So it's kind of like we have back-to-back rivalry nights for West Texas fans, right? Last night it was the Cowboys versus the Eagles, and tonight it's Coronado versus Lubbock Cooper. However, Coronado head coach Andrew Roy did say that tonight's game little friendlier. The will to fight and the will to live. It's a lot easier said than done, right? With 1 in 8 women being diagnosed with breast cancer in her lifetime. However, head coach Krista Gerlich, she took her diagnosis as a challenge and hopes those who currently find themselves in the fight against cancer can learn a little something from hers. All right, welcome back into the Blitz, everyone. Emily Wisniewski, Cole Banker. We're going to start off with something that you probably don't see every day, especially in Week 6 of high school football, and that is not 1, but 2 undefeated teams. Yeah, 5-0 to be exact. Coach, this season has been defined by overcoming adversity. 9-game losing streak, snapped it at home, sending you all into the Big 12 tournament with a win. Tell me, how important was this win, not only for you, but these girls to finish out the regular season like this?
It's huge for us, right? We've got to have some confidence.
So we all know what the standard is for Texas Tech football this season, right? Winning a conference title. Head coach Joey McGuire made that very clear last year, and the Red Raiders spent the entire offseason putting themselves in a position to do so. Now, throughout this past week, you may have heard the phrase, pressure is a privilege, sprinkled in not only Texas Tech's press conferences, but Utah's too, coming from both of their starting quarterbacks. So here is what Baron Morton had to say on not only this being the first in-conference game, but their first road test against an AP top 20 opponent.
This is kind of what you dreamed of doing when you're a little kid. This is the moment now. All the chips are on the table. Guys are fired up. It's an early kick too, so that's going to be good. But I'm excited about the atmosphere. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Matt, Terry, I think you guys would love to know that as I've been standing here waiting to go live, I have seen some Texas Tech fans pass by. There was 3 of them. They said there was more where they were coming from, though. So in the midst of that, all-red stadium, you will be seeing some Scarlet as well, guys.
Now KLPK Sports Connection with Emily Wisniewski.
So make the bed, do laundry, run out and grab paper towels. I mean, that's just your average to-do list, right? We all use them to stay organized at home and at work. And now the newly 21st ranked Red Raiders have put together one of their own, a checklist for this weekend against Oregon State. Now, Tech has one final home game against the Beavers before hitting the road next week for their first conference test, a top 25 showdown with number 20, Utah. And well, their list, it's more than just checking off the boxes. Well, here's how head coach Joey McGuire and his coordinators kind of put it.
The thing that we've got to clean up, I think we're 91st in the country in penalties. I think we've had 4 of those penalties, on special teams after big returns. So we have to do a much better job of cutting those down.
The biggest thing we talked about was we just need to keep straining harder in practice to play cleaner football. The issues that we've had so far, the times maybe where we've stalled out, a lot of it is just self-inflicted, fundamental issues.
I think just continuing to flesh out and develop what we want to do on some situational aspects of the game, third down. So just continuing to evaluate that week to week and highlight the things that we're doing really well and that we can do really well.
And big plays at the Jones mean big rewards the following Monday. And you know what people say?
I do love a big man touchdown.
Yeah, we all do, right? Skylar Gill-Howard's pick 6 against Kent State earned him the Big 12 Defensive Player of the Week accolade. The transfer took it 55 yards to the house, extending the Red Raiders' already boastful lead to 38-0. Now, how fast was that return? Well, let's just say those Jets were burning.
Top speed, it had to be. I don't think I was moving that fast, but everybody told me I was. I told them to change the number, so probably say 22 miles per hour, but it was probably 18 if we're being realistic.
In putting a pin in all the football talk, Tech basketball just signed freshman Latrell Hoover, a 6'11" center from San Antonio, making him rookie number 8 for the 2025 season. Now, during his senior year, Samuel Clemens High School, Hoover earned the All-District second team honors, averaging a little over 11 points per game with a crazy 8.8 rebounds per contest, too. And the Brewers swept the series 1 year ago. Life goes on. Haven't let that helmet loose, though, in so long. The Rangers have 6 series left to solidify their wild card spot. Michael Hellman is going to set Texas straight, starting with his first career Grand Slam. He's just a kid from Nebraska. He's a Texas A&M alum, and he's going to help the Rangers sweep Game 1 against Milwaukee. It's the Rangers' first ever Grand Slam of the season. Good. No better timing.
No.
If I do say so myself.
I tell our team every year, unfortunately, that when you're sitting around a group of 15 women that have the Lady Raider uniform on, one of them, 2 of them, 3 of them will be diagnosed in some form or fashion.
It was January of 2020. Krista Gerlich, the then head coach for UT Arlington's women's basketball team, was due for her yearly mammogram.
Every year it never comes around at the right time, and that's probably why most women don't do it, is because they're like, I just don't have time for it.
Gerlich, however, made it a priority, having a history of the cancer in her family, losing her grandmother while in 8th grade to the fight. This annual appointment ended up different, however, receiving the news so many women hope they never do.
And I got a phone call that there was something just not right about it.
In the middle of the 2020 season, Gerlich was told that she had breast cancer and would have to undergo radiation to prevent the spread to surrounding tissue.
I mean, it was stage 0, which is the best news that you can get, right, if you have it. But at the same time, it's still cancer, and you have to be very, very forthright and very aggressive with your treatment so that it doesn't spread.
Not wanting to burden her loved ones around her, Gerlich kept the diagnosis under wraps and made it a priority to not stray away from her daily routine.
The way I'm put together is to embrace the chaos and to continue to live your life and fight the fight. And what did that look like for me? And that looked like when I went to doctor's office that I needed to be focused on my health. When I went to work, I needed to be focused on my team. When I went home, I needed to be focused on my family.
Gerlich concluded her radiation treatment in August, just in time for her new job back at her alma mater as the Lady Raiders head coach.
Down the middle goes Kirkland, laying up and in.
Finding herself yet again in the middle of a hectic basketball season, Gerlich was due for her 6-month checkup.
So when I got this job, I thought I had been through that battle, which is one of the reasons that nobody knew when I got to Lubbock that I had had breast cancer. That following February, when we played at TCU, I stayed on Sunday and went to my 6-month checkup on Monday and was told that they didn't think they got it all.
It was then Gerlich realized she was going to have to go through all the treatment again once more.
That's actually when it kind of hit me, because that's when I realized I had to go through a significant change. I had to go through a double mastectomy. I had to go through, I never had to go through chemo, which was a huge blessing. But a double mastectomy is life-changing, and it's a 10-hour surgery.
The day after her surgery, she got straight on the phone to make a recruitment call, vowing to never, ever let the cancer win.
You have to just keep going every day, and I think you have to, compartmentalize it and say, at this time I'm going to take care of myself and I'm going to fight that fight, but I'm never going to allow myself to feel sorry for myself, ever. Like, you can't feel sorry for yourself, because that's what cancer's looking for. They're looking for the weak. They're looking for the one that wants to sit in their self-pity and be like, why me, instead of, no, okay, yeah, you chose the wrong one, and I'm going to continue to fight, and my tribe's going to fight with me. So, you really did pick the wrong one.